Hey Dan, it is Saturday morning and I've got a, hold that thought. Sorry, got a video I'm going to make for you. Actually, I want to append onto the end of this one, but I figured I would fill it out with a little chatter. Say, I'm making pancakes, kielbasa sausage for breakfast. See if I can do this while I'm talking. Give that one to somebody else. Hold on, let me put these pancakes in. Ooh, a little warm, a little warm, a little warm, a little warm. Sorry, I will talk soon. So anyway, there's three things I'm going to talk about. Mostly sports, I think. I'm assuming you watched the Barcelona-Manchester United game, or at least are well acquainted with it. Okay, that's done. So anyway, we had a couple of big Man U Barcelona parties over here. One was Jeff and Jen Hallberg. And the Hallbergs have a couple of kids named Mitch and Lance. Mitch is Galen's age, and actually Mitch and Galen play on the same soccer team. And Lance and Preston play on the same soccer team. And so anyway, and Jeff coaches the women's soccer team up at St. Mary's University. So they are big. And Jeff has a lot of connections over in England. I think he has lived over there for a while. And anyway, he's a big Manchester United fan. So when I rolled up to his house before the game started, I was actually dropping Galen off because, of course, I was swimming, and so couldn't make it. But he had probably 12 or so vintage Man U jerseys hanging outside on the front deck and in the driveway, and pretty funny. And then they had a guy who actually drove up. He coaches men's soccer down at I think Northwestern in Illinois. Anyway, so he came up for the game. And and they had a couple of other people over as well. Unfortunately, I couldn't stay. As I said, I was off swimming. And then, of course, there was Taff and Eduardo got together. And they watched the game, which was really cool. And then I was also talked about it with a friend of mine named Juan, who is he is from Barcelona. And of course, he's a big Barcelona fan. So, but having talked to Jeff and Taff, who are both huge Man U fans after the game, you know, they both were of the same mind that they wanted Manchester United to win, but Barcelona was just so incredibly good on the ball that you couldn't begrudge them winning because they were just that much better. So I'm actually sorry I didn't get to watch the game because because it would have been it would have been a nice game to see, but oh well. As I said, I was setting my own priorities by swimming, so what do you do? Let's see. But I'm assuming you watched it or watched some of it, but it was just apparently really impressive the way Barcelona controlled that ball, and you want to show the kids that and say, do this, as if it were that easy. And then the next thing, let's see, I want to talk about, WSU baseball. I don't know if you remember, but Winona State won the basketball Division II national championship a few years back. They actually won it twice in 3 years. And the funny thing is, this is the middle year, they were undefeated all the way up until the championship game, and that's how they lost. So anyway, it was. But now the baseball team is actually one game away from the Division II World Series championship. They call it the World Series, which is pretty cool. So suddenly, my wife is a baseball fan. She actually is getting on the internet at 11 o'clock at night checking scores, which is kind of makes me laugh in a good way. But one of the counselors who works in the admissions office is a baseball coach, so she's got obviously some more reasons to be into it. But they play tomorrow, so check it out on the internet. Trinona is a week from tomorrow, so I've been actually, after laying that floor last week, I got sick. I just think I just wore myself out, so I'm recovering from that. I've still been swimming, but not quite as hard. I had a really good workout on Thursday with Jamie Severson, one of the coaches I'm working with, and she really put me through the paces. It was actually nice. Short workout, but hard. So I took yesterday off. I swam today and this morning, and then I'm going to go out again at 12:30 and swim in the lake. And it's we swam on Wednesday in Lake Winona, and frankly, it was gorgeous. It was just over 70 degrees, perfect water temp for swimming. Wetsuit's a little warm, but you know, that's what you trade off with to gain the competitive advantage. So anyway, Trinona's coming up, and I'm pretty excited about that. My time last year was 21:10, so that's my goal to beat it. Unfortunately, you can't always compare times simply because the course is slightly different every year since it's open water and the conditions are not the same. So it could be windy, in a different direction. We'll see. But I do know that there's this guy named Brian who swam the team with a team 2 years ago, the first year of it that I swam. And he swam it in like 1850, I think. I swam it in 23 and change. But he is a swimmer. He's a college swimmer. And really, I've always sort of been, every time Trinona comes around, I think about him, that's who I want to beat. And he's swimming again this year. And he's also on a team, which means we'll be swimming at roughly the same time. So, no, not at roughly the same time, exactly the same time. So, my goal is to beat Brian. So we'll see how that goes. Well, that's all I've got. I'm going to go eat some breakfast. But this next part of the video, obviously, is Land Cruiser. So I guess I will let it speak for itself. From Winona, swimming, still dead. Hey, Dan. So I'm finally getting around to putting this car back on. It's 90 degrees today, nice and humid. Perfect day for working on the car. So here we are. All I've done so far is just set the carburetor down. I've not even put the bolts on or any of the hoses on yet. Well, maybe I'll put a couple of hoses on, but I've not tightened them down. So I will go do that, and then we'll see what happens. Okay, Dan, I've got everything hooked up. All the bolts tightened, all the hoses back on, maybe. The accelerator linkage hooked back up. The gas supply line. Oh, one thing I forgot. Hold on. Okay, I had forgotten to tighten this little doohickey here. So now, one thing I haven't done is I haven't calibrated it, of course, because I haven't started it yet. So I have no idea if this is going to start or not or what. So I guess we'll find out.
How do I start it?
Hold on. So all I'm going to have you do, Marshall, is I'm going to have you just turn it over.
Just
okay?
Like that?
Nope. You're going to push and hold the key on until I say stop.
Okay.
When I say start it, push and hold the key on until I say stop. All right, let's go. All right, go ahead. I don't know. It almost worked. Okay, Dan, here's what happened is when we started it, gas came shooting out of right here. So what I did is I cranked the floats down right here and here in the float bowl in an attempt to adjust the gas level, which hopefully will resolve that issue with the fuel coming out. So I guess we'll find out. Okay, Marshall, go for it. Okay, let go, let go. Get ready to turn it off when I tell you. Hey, it's working. No gas coming out. Hey, woohoo! Uh-oh. I think that might be a float bowl issue, but I'm not sure. So I'll adjust it up a little bit and I'll try it again. Hey, Dan. Okay, I think I've got it all together. You can see I've got the air filter back on. I've got the idle set. So let's see if this baby runs. I think I will leave right there. Okay, ready? Let's hope it doesn't fall off. Might fall off. Hold on. I better bring it in here. Last thing I want is the camera to fall down into the engine. So let's see if it works.